It happened just after 2:39 a.m., when the icy wind slipping through Malika Brown's cracked apartment window jolted her awake. At first, she didn't understand why her heart was thudding so violently, until she heard the choked, struggling sound coming from her daughter's room. "Nyla!" Malika rushed in, flicking on the light with trembling fingers. Her 6-year-old lay curled on the bed, drenched in sweat, breathing in short, desperate bursts. Her tiny hands gripped the air as if fighting invisible pressure. When Malika touched her forehead, heat seared her palm. "God, no, no, no. Baby, stay with me." There was no time. Her car had broken down days ago. The nearest clinic closed at night. The last time she called an ambulance, it took almost an hour, and they charged her more than her entire weekly pay. She grabbed her phone with shaking hands, scrolling to Devon Pierce, Nyla's father, the man who vanished from their lives months ago. He was a coward, but he still owed them something. Tonight, she didn't have the luxury of pride. She dialed. No answer. Voicemail. She dialed again. Still nothing. So she typed, "Devon, please. Nyla can't breathe. I need help. Now." She hit send and prayed. Seconds later, her phone vibrated. Unknown number. "Where is the child?" She frowned. Strange. But fear smothered hesitation. "She's burning up. I need someone to take us to a hospital." The response came instantly. "Send your address." Her pulse raced, something felt off. Devon never responded this fast in his life. But Nyla let out a terrifying gasp, her eyes fluttering in panic. Malika sent the address. 3 minutes passed. Then headlights cut across her dim living room. A black SUV glided to a silent stop outside her window, smooth, controlled, almost too deliberate. It didn't look like an ambulance, or a taxi, or anything ordinary. Her heartbeat climbed. The apartment door rattled with a single knock. A firm, disciplined one. Before she could react, a tall man stepped forward as the security light flickered on above her door. Sharp black coat. Clean cut. Eyes that looked like they had calculated every threat in the world before stepping out of that vehicle. He didn't look dangerous by accident. He looked dangerous by training. "Malika Brown," he said. His voice was calm, controlled. Malika swallowed hard. "Who are you?" He lowered his chin politely. "My name is Ryu Taesung. You contacted someone connected to me. I came because the message sounded urgent." Her stomach twisted. I wasn't messaging you." "I know," he said. "But the child needs help. May we come in?" 2 men in dark suits appeared behind him. One carrying a medical kit that looked like it belonged to a private emergency team, not any local clinic. Fear surged through Malika, but Nyla's weak cry shattered her doubt. "Please," she whispered. "Help her." Ryu nodded once, and his medic moved with astonishing speed. He placed a small device under Nyla's tongue, checked her pulse, then adjusted an oxygen mask from the kit. "Severe hyperpyrexia," he said. Another 3 minutes, and she might have lost consciousness. Malika's knees buckled. Ryu stepped in closer. "Your daughter will stabilize. We're giving her what she needs." Malika watched, breath shaking. "I don't understand. Why would you come?" Ryu studied her quietly, the dim light reflecting off his sharp features. "Your ex-boyfriend, Devon Pierce, crossed lines with people who do not forgive. He used your number more than once. That kept it flagged." "What does that mean?" Malika whispered. "It means," Ryu said softly, "that when your message appeared, I thought it was connected to his situation. And I couldn't ignore it." Nyla coughed weakly. Malika held her closer. "Listen carefully," Ryu continued. "Devon stole large sums of money and information from dangerous men. They're hunting him. Tonight, someone tracked activity tied to this address." Malika froze. "No, please don't tell me. They believe Devon would run here," Ryu said. "And when men are desperate, they'll grab anything that forces him out of hiding." Her stomach dropped. "Including Nyla?" Ryu met her eyes. "Including Nyla." A cold silence filled the room. His phone buzzed. He checked it, and his jaw tightened. "They've been spotted 2 streets away," he said. "Malika, you can't stay here. Pack a bag. You and Nyla are coming with me." Malika stepped back, heart racing. "I don't know you." "You don't have to," Ryu replied. "But I'm the only reason your daughter is still breathing." He extended his hand, not forcefully but firmly. "Choose safety, Malika." She stared at his hand, torn between fear and survival. Then, a violent bang echoed through the apartment. Someone had slammed into the front door hard enough to shake the walls. Ryu's guards drew their weapons in one fluid movement. The hallway lights flickered. Another bang. Splinters cracked from the frame. Malika screamed, clutching Nyla. Ryu pulled her behind him, voice sharp but calm. Stay down. Don't move. The door quivered, bending under force. Then it burst open. Cut. Before we continue, tap subscribe and follow so you don't miss the moment everything explodes from here. The door didn't just burst open. It blew inward like someone put their entire body weight behind the final kick. Malika screamed as splinters shot across the room. The impact echoed all the way down the narrow hallway. Nyla whimpered against her chest, half conscious, half terrified. Ryu Taesung didn't flinch. He moved in front of Malika so fast she didn't even see him step. His men took their positions instantly, one shielding the back, the other crouching low with a gun pointed at the doorway. A figure stumbled into the apartment, panting, frantic, sweat running down his forehead. Devon Pierce. Malika froze. He looked nothing like the man who once charmed her. His eyes were bloodshot, his clothes filthy, and his whole body trembled with the kind of fear only criminals know. Malika, he gasped, seeing her in the corner. We need to go. Now. They're coming. Ryu stepped fully into Devon's line of sight. Devon's words died in his throat. He staggered back, nearly slipping on the broken wood. Why you? No. Devon's voice cracked. You weren't supposed to find me yet. Ryu's expression remained calm, almost bored. You led them here. Predictable. Devon's face twisted in panic. I didn't. I swear I wasn't followed. A low hum passed through Ryu's pocket. He checked his phone. 3 vehicles, he said quietly. Heading toward this building. His tone darkened. Your carelessness ends tonight. Devon shook his head violently. Taesung, listen. If you take me, they'll come after her. They know she's my. That is exactly why she is leaving with me, Ryu replied. Devon looked at Malika, truly looked at her, and something like shame flickered across his face. Malika, I didn't mean for them to know about you. I swear. I thought I could fix everything before it got this bad. Fix? Malika snapped, clutching Nyla tighter. You disappeared for months. You left us with nothing. And now you bring danger to my door. Devon flinched like she slapped him. I never wanted Nyla hurt, he whispered. Ryu's voice cut through the room like steel. Your intentions don't matter anymore. Your actions put a child in danger. That makes everything you say irrelevant. Devon's gaze darted around the room, desperate. Taesung, please. Just let me explain. I'll give back everything. You already sold half of it, Ryu said. And the rest was taken by the Russians before my men reached the docks. Devon's entire body deflated. He had nothing left. Ryu stepped forward slowly. Devon stumbled back. Taesung, wait, let me just. I gave you time, Ryu said calmly. You used it to put this woman and her daughter on a hit list. Malika couldn't breathe. Nyla whimpered softly. Ryu turned slightly toward his men. We're leaving. Now. Devon panicked. No, you can't just take them. They'll think she knows something. She knows nothing, Ryu replied. But they won't care. That's what you failed to understand. Devon's hands shook. Please, let me come with you. I'll do whatever you say. Just don't leave me here. Ryu ignored him, focusing on Malika. Grab only what you need. 2 minutes. We don't have time for more. Malika hesitated. But, Malika, Ryu said gently but urgently, if those men reach this apartment, I cannot protect you in close quarters. We need to move. His tone made her legs weak. She grabbed a small bag and stuffed essentials inside with trembling hands. Nyla's medication, her ID, a sweater, nothing more. Behind her, Devon followed her every move, frantic. Malika, please. Tell him to let me come. You know me. I'm not a bad father. You left us, she whispered. Tonight, you almost cost Nyla her life. I don't know who you are anymore. Devon's face crumpled. Ryu's guard received a call. They're seconds away, he said sharply. Ryu's eyes hardened. Time's up. We're moving. Devon lurched forward. Taesung, please. I'm begging. Ryu's hand snapped up, signaling his men. One guard blocked Devon. The other ushered Malika and Nyla into the hallway. Devon tried to push past, but Ryu spoke without raising his voice. Devon Pierce. Devon froze. You can run with us, Ryu said. But understand one thing. He stepped closer, and for the first time, Malika saw a glimpse of the ruthless legend whispered about in Cape Town's criminal underworld. You will not dictate a single move. His voice dropped lower. You will not endanger this child ever again. And if you try to flee, he leaned in. I will end you before sunrise. Devon swallowed hard. I won't run. I promise. Good, Ryu said. But before they could leave, gunfire crackled in the distance. Then the building shook from a violent impact. Ryu's eyes snapped toward the window. They're here. He grabbed Malika's arm, not roughly, but with precision, and pulled her forward. We need to move. Now. Just as they reached the stairwell, a grenade rolled across the floor behind them. It stopped right at Devon's feet. He looked down. His voice broke. No, 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 no. Ryu shoved Malika through the door. Go down. Don't look back. The grenade clicked. Everything went white. The explosion ripped through the hallway like a thunderclap. Shards of plaster and flaming debris shot past Malika as Ryu pushed her forward, shielding her and Nyla with his body. The force blasted the stairwell door open. Smoke rolled through the corridor, hot and suffocating. Nyla clung to Malika's neck, trembling. Keep moving. Ryu commanded, voice cutting through the chaos. Malika's heart jolted. Devon. He was right behind us. Ryu didn't answer immediately. His silence said everything. Malika stumbled, almost turning back, but Ryu caught her arm. If you look back, you'll die, he said, firm but not cruel. Your daughter needs you alive. His grip was steady, grounding her. Under any other circumstance, she would have pushed him away, but tonight he was the only solid thing in a world falling apart. Gunshots erupted above them. Ryu's guards fired back down the smoke-filled hallway. One shouted, "They're breaching every floor. We need to exit now." Ryu made a quick calculation. "Basement garage," he ordered. "It's the only exit they won't expect." They ran, Malika clutching Nyla, Ryu shielding them with his coat, his men covering all angles. Halfway down the stairwell, Malika gasped. "Why are they after us?" "You said this was about Devon." "It is," Ryu replied. "But they don't need you dead. They just need leverage." "Leverage for what?" "To make him talk." Malika's knees nearly gave out. Nyla whimpered and buried her face in her mother's shoulder. Ryu softened his voice. "I won't let that happen. Either of you." Before she could respond, a gunman appeared at the landing below them, raising his weapon. Ryu didn't hesitate. He threw Malika behind him and fired once. The bullet hit the man clean in the throat. He dropped instantly. Malika stared, not in fear but shock. Ryu lowered his weapon calmly, his chest barely rising despite the chase. "You need to understand something, Malika. I don't protect people often. But the moment I walked into your apartment," he glanced at Nyla, "there was no choice." She swallowed. "Why us?" He didn't answer. They burst into the basement. Dim lights flickered overhead. A second SUV waited, engine already running. Another set of guards stepped out, securing the perimeter. But they weren't alone. Two more men, the enemy, had gotten there first. They opened fire the moment they saw Ryu. Bullets pinged off concrete pillars. Malika ducked instinctively, clutching Nyla so tightly the child squeaked. Ryu grabbed Malika's waist and pulled her behind a pillar with him. "Stay down. Don't move." His men engaged the attackers in a rapid crossfire. Malika fought tears. "I don't understand any of this. We were just trying to survive." Ryu turned to her, his voice low but intense. "Survival looks different when someone you trusted steals from the wrong people." She blinked hard. "Devon, he never said. He never told me anything." "He wouldn't," Ryu replied. "Because he knew this day would come." A bullet cracked into the pillar beside them. Malika flinched. Ryu leaned in closer. "Listen to me. When we get out of this garage, everything about your life changes. For your safety." "What does that mean?" "You'll stay somewhere secure until I clean this up." "Clean it up how?" Ryu didn't answer, not directly. But the look in his eyes told her the truth. This wasn't going to end without blood. The gunfire outside slowed. Ryu peered around the pillar. "All clear. Go." They sprinted toward the SUV. But as Malika reached the door, she froze. A man was standing behind the vehicle. He was older, unshaven. His jacket was torn like he'd been in 3 fights already. And in his hand was a gun. He aimed it directly at Malika. Her heart stopped. Her legs froze. Nyla whimpered. The man smirked. "You're Devon's woman, aren't you?" Ryu spun around, but it was too late. The gunman had the vantage point. "If I take you," the man hissed, "the boss'll give me everything I want." Malika couldn't breathe. The man stepped closer. "Come quietly, sweetheart." "Or I'll." A single shot echoed. The man staggered, then collapsed. Behind him stood one of Ryu's guards, lowering his weapon. Malika's legs buckled. Ryu caught her before she hit the ground. His voice softened. more than she ever expected from someone like him. It's over. You're safe. Get in the car. She let him guide her into the SUV, still shaking. As the doors shut and the vehicle sped out of the garage, Malika's voice trembled. Ryu, what happens now? Ryu looked out the tinted window, his jaw tightening. They're not going to stop tonight, he said. Not until they believe Devon is dead. Malika stared at him. Dead. He finally met her eyes. The only way to save you and your daughter is to make the world think he already is. The SUV tires screeched as they reached the street. And then Ryu added quietly, and that includes you. Malika's chest tightened. Meaning what? You can never see him again. Not even if he survives. Malika felt the air leave her lungs. But before she could speak, a truck slammed into the side of their SUV. The entire vehicle flipped. Metal screamed as the SUV rolled across the asphalt, crashing into the divider with a violent jolt. Glass shattered everywhere. Malika felt the world spin and slam, her shoulder hitting the window, Nyla's tiny body pressed against her chest as she shielded her with everything she had. When the vehicle finally stopped, it hung sideways on the median. Smoke filled the air. Sirens wailed somewhere far away. Malika's ears rang so loudly she couldn't hear Nyla at first, until a faint whimper broke through the haze. Mommy. I'm here, she gasped. I'm right here, baby. The door nearest her was crushed inward. Ryu was nowhere in sight. For a moment, panic swallowed her whole. Then a hand shoved the warped door from outside. Ryu crawled in through the broken frame, blood dripping from a cut above his eyebrow, breathing hard but eyes sharp. You too, he panted. Can you move? Malika nodded shakily. I think so. He helped pull Nyla out first, then reached for Malika. The moment she touched solid ground, her legs nearly gave out. Ryu steadied her, one arm around her waist. His grip was firm. Protective. Urgent. Stay low, he ordered. They'll circle back. Who was the truck? Malika whispered, trembling. Someone desperate, Ryu said. Someone who thinks killing you will bring Devon out of hiding. Devon? Malika choked. Is he even alive? Ryu didn't answer, which terrified her more than anything. Footsteps echoed from the shadows ahead. Ryu instantly pushed Malika and Nyla behind a concrete barrier. His men, battered but mobile, regrouped beside him. One whispered, Boss, that hit wasn't random. They knew our exact route. Ryu stiffened. Malika caught the look between them, sharp, tense, dangerous. What does that mean? She asked. Ryu exhaled slowly. It means someone fed them information. Someone from your side? His jaw tightened. That's what I need to find out. Malika held Nyla tighter. Her daughter's breathing had steadied, thanks to the earlier treatment, but her small fingers curled into Malika's shirt in silent fear. The footsteps grew louder. Ryu stayed perfectly still, listening. Then, a single figure stepped into the flickering streetlight. Malika's heart lurched. Devon, she whispered. But it wasn't him. It was a woman. Tall. Sharp features. Dark hair tied in a cold knot. She wore a long coat and carried a gun like it was an extension of her hand. Ryu's entire stance changed. Malika could feel it, the shift from danger to something deeper. The woman smirked. Taesung, you're slipping. Getting blindsided by amateurs. Ryu's voice lowered into something colder than Malika had ever heard. You shouldn't be here, Hannah. She tilted her head. I was in Cape Town already. Thought I'd check on you. And look at that, you're babysitting. Her eyes slid to Malika and Nyla, dissecting them with judgment. Ryu moved slightly in front of them. This isn't your concern. Hannah gave a soft, mocking laugh. Everything you do is my concern. Malika's stomach tightened. There was history here. Heavy history. Hannah's gaze sharpened. Word on the street is you're protecting a thief's family. That's a new low, even for you. Ryu said nothing. Hannah stepped closer. Tell me, Taesung, have you forgotten what happened to your sister? Or are you trying to rewrite the past with a stranger and her sick child? Malika froze. Ryu's entire spine went rigid. Nyla's small hand tightened on her mother's shirt. And then Hannah said something that shattered the air between them. So what is she? A replacement? A distraction? Or just another burden you're planning to fix for your own guilt? Malika felt her chest twist. Ryu inhaled slowly, a controlled, deadly inhale. Hannah, he warned. Choose your next words carefully. Hannah smiled. Or what? You'll shoot me? In front of the woman you're trying so hard to protect. Malika's eyes widened. Nyla whimpered. Hannah's smile widened into something cruel. Come now, Taesung. We both know why you're doing this. It's not about the child. And it's definitely not about him. She stepped even closer, looking straight at Malika. It's about what Devon stole from you. Malika blinked, confused. What did he steal? Ryu's jaw clenched. Hannah's voice dropped. Something far more valuable than money. Malika's breath caught. Something, Hannah said, raising the gun and pointing it directly at Malika's chest. You don't even know you have. Ryu grabbed his weapon instantly, faster than anyone could blink. But Hannah smirked. Go on, she taunted him. Shoot me. But if you do, you'll never find out what Devon told her. Malika's heart slammed against her ribs. Nyla whimpered again. Hannah, Ryu growled. Ask her, Hannah said softly. Ask your little refugee here what she's hiding. Ask her why Devon kept her alive when he betrayed everyone else. Malika felt her blood go cold. I don't know anything, she whispered. Hannah smiled. Oh, sweetheart, she said gently. That's what makes it so fun. Ryu's voice roared through the night. Hannah, step away from her. But Hannah didn't move. She leaned in, her eyes locked on Malika's shaking form. And she whispered, Malika Brown, do you even know who Nyla's real father is? Malika froze. Ryu froze. The entire street seemed to stop breathing. Hannah's smile twisted. I can tell you, if Taesung lets me walk away. Ryu raised his gun. Hannah raised hers. Malika clutched Nyla, trembling. A cold wind swept through the empty road. 2 guns. 2 secrets. 2 lives about to break open. If you want part 2, make sure you're subscribed, because what Hannah just revealed is only the beginning.